Hi, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Esther Obasi, and this is the channel interested in health, well-being, mental health, and self-development. So if I've mentioned any topic that is of interest to you, please do not forget to use the subscribe button and also enable your bell notification so that you will catch up with all the videos that I have posted here, and just so that when I make other uploads, you will be able to see it. Today I'm going to be talking about stress. And you might be wondering, what exactly is stress? Even though stress is a known word. So stress is simply the tension that builds up in your body and in your mind when there is a situation in your life. Everybody on earth goes through stress. There are over 7 billion people on planet Earth, and no one is exempt from experiencing stress. That is to say that stress is a natural phenomenon. It's something that everyone has to deal with at some point in their life. So stress could be a good thing, just like anxiety. Stress could spur you to achieve your goals quite quickly. Stress could help you meet up to targets and deadlines. However, when your body is constantly stressed, you begin to experience tension and life-impacting symptoms that is not quite good. Let me further describe stress using the metaphor of the stress bucket. Imagine that your capacity to hold stress is like a bucket of water. And then the water that goes into that bucket is representative of the stressful circumstances and situation in your life. Everybody has different baseline level to which the water level has to stay. In other words, if that water level is more than the baseline level, then the person begins to experience different impacts of stress. Everyone also has different size of buckets in their lives. So for those who have larger size of buckets, it looks as if they are coping well with stress. And those who have smaller buckets will definitely find stress quite sensitive. There is no way you can change the buckets of water in your life. And so your best bet is to consider coping strategies to deal with stress. Now imagine that coping strategies represent the pipe that is attached to your buckets. Through that pipe, water goes out to keep your baseline level normal. And that coping strategies is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Now, stress is something that can easily escalate into depression and other forms of mental health disorder if not attended to. Stress could also cause physical impacts such as aches and pain. Stress could also cause a complete lack of self-confidence. Stress also leads to emotional distress. It could lead to biting of finger, plucking of one's hair, and some people begin to cut themselves when they cannot cope well with stress. The impacts of stress cannot be overemphasized, and there are different causes of stress. It just depends on what area of your life that you are finding difficulty in or that you will now have to change. Some people experience stress when they have babies, some it's due to death, some is due to relationship issues. There are many reasons why people get stressed. So what is important is that you have good coping strategies so that when stress comes your way, you will be able to handle it. In dealing with stress, the first tip I would like to share with you is to identify and classify the stressor. So you want to identify the stressor and then determine if the cause of stress is within your control or outside of your control. Now, if it is within your control, it simply means that the stress you're feeling is limited. It simply means that you have absolute control over the cause of stress and over the stress that you are facing. It means that as soon as the stressor is gone, the stress is over. Now, when the cause of stress is outside of your control, it makes it a lot more difficult. The question then is, how can you cope with stress if the stressor is outside of your control? The first thing you want to do in that situation is to remove your mind from the cause of stress and then begin to consider yourself a priority. How may you consider yourself a priority? Something as basic as getting up from bed, taking a shower, and having your breakfast is just the basic that you can do to take care of yourself or to consider yourself a priority. The next thing you want to do is to practice gratitude. Think of those things that make you happy. Think of those things that you are grateful for. And think more of those things. That way, your mind naturally moves away from what is stressing you to what you are happy and what you are grateful for. It's sort of difficult, but practice makes perfect. As you continually practice gratitude, you would easily be able to go through that situation, okay, maybe normal. Another suggestion here is for you to seek support. Seek support from people who are able to help you. Talk to people around you. You need that support system when you are going through stress. You might also want to consider having support from people who are perhaps going through the same situation as you, or who have dealt with the same stressor in your life. That way you're reassured that you can easily come out of that situation, or that things are going to be well. So seek that support. The next thing I will suggest here is for you to have enough sleep. I know that when people get stressed, just like me, sleep goes out of the window. But lack of sleep could cause stress. Now, add the lack of sleep to the stressor in your life, that's double jeopardy. So what you want to do is to ensure that you have enough sleep. That way your mind and body is less tensed and you can go through whatever stressor it is that you have to deal with. I'm also going to do another video on sleep. So if that is of interest to you, please do not forget to use the subscribe button and enable your bell alongside with it so that you are notified when I post this video. The next tip I would like to share with you is for you to take up alternative practices. Practices like yoga, massage, aromatherapy are good practices to help you relieve tension in your mind and in your body. What those practices would do is to help you reconnect your mind and body and make you feel less tense so that you are able to go through whatever situation it is. Another suggestion here is for you to consciously avoid unhealthy choices. Stress is that temptation that puts unhealthy choices right in front of you. So you want to ensure that you recognize those temptations when it comes and that you are able to put it aside, because that is not a healthy choice. What it would do is to add to your stresses, and it's not going to remove that cause of stress. So why take it on board when it's going to add to the problems that you already have to deal with? The next tip I would like to suggest here is for you to recognize the impact of stress that is already obvious in your life and do something about it. Some people experience emotional, mental, physical breakdown. If you do not take care of those, then an escalation will take place. So identify this stressor, identify the impact, and do something about it. Take care of it, take control of that stressful situation. So this is where I draw the curtain today. If you have found this video helpful, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends. Leave a comment below on how you cope with stress. Everybody have dealt with stress. Everybody will continue to deal with stress. So it means that somehow you already have a coping strategy. I would like to hear from you, and other people would like to read from you. Please do not forget to use the subscribe button and enable your bell alongside with it. As usual, it's a love from me to you. Have a beautiful day.